Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Kuhulimla, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakahakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth. Just want to take the water to all the H.I.M and Akwath that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, to the best of their ability. This is Shachanan Awak. It's coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. I wanted to touch on this article with this, what appears to be an Eve. We say Eve, well, we mean an Israelite, a Judite woman, basically. Because the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. So it says, Burger King worker fired after saying free Palestine has raised $240,000, right? And she basically said it to this guy right here. He supposedly be a Jew, which he's just a damn Edomite. Because the scriptures describes Esau, Edom as being red. They're not white people, but they go right along with the group of so-called white people that's here in the Americas, and they're no different. They're no different than Russians, Ukrainians, Germans, or whoever. It's all a family in different tribes, but they're Edomites. And this lady right here, she's actually the real Jew, if she's a so-called black woman. And her sticking up for Palestine, I don't know why the fuck she would do that, because these Palestinians and these Israelis, they have nothing to do with you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They're not going to fight for you. Because you've been here in captivity. Your ass still in captivity. You've been here in captivity for 500 years. And not one time has Palestine come through for you. Not one time. But she did, she coming up with some bread out of this. But if anything, shit, I wouldn't even doubt if GoFundMe, because, sometimes they won't release money to certain things, and I wouldn't even be surprised if it wasn't a small top one of these people right here that actually own that damn company that'll say, nope, we're not going to give you the money because it goes against our policies or some crazy shit. Anyway, it says Ariana Hamilton, a former Burger King employee who was fired after telling the customer free Palestine, has raised $239,378. And that just shows you too, the disdain basically that these Americans have for, these small tops that's over there in the country that's pretty much got them at war, got your gas high as hell, got your groceries high as hell. You know what I'm saying? Your free money or your tax money is going to them to put them through school, help them have free health care, all the things that you don't have. And a lot of Americans are tired of it, and they're up in arms about it. And that's the reason why you can see a fund like this will raise so much money on her behalf. It's really to somewhat get a lick back, so to speak. Anyway, because generally these, especially when it comes to our people, they don't generally give money up like this. Okay, but it says Hamilton lost her job after an interaction with Rami Feinstein, an American musician who was ordering food with his family at the Burger King franchise in Pennsylvania. So it says he's a musician, an American musician. Why isn't he an Israeli musician? Anyway. But they got some videos in here. We could probably play some. Let's get the copyright disclaimer first, though. I was just looking at the elder. Okay, copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So let's go into it here. See what we can find. What they play. If they play, they don't, they don't. But you get the point, though, And you don't have no business out here you losing your damn job and losing your income for some fucking Palestinians that don't give a fuck about you. So here's the guy right here. Let's see. It says, Burger King, are you safe for Jews? So, this is how they're going to run things, too. They're notorious for this right here. And they actually have better protections than you Americans would ever have. Here you go. You say somebody, let's just say this was just some random French person, some person from France. And France, a person from France comes here to the Americas and they have laws that's better suit for them than they actually have for you actual Americans. Because there shouldn't be no extra laws for these people. The law's the law. You don't touch nobody. You don't put your hands on nobody. You don't you don't. The law's the law for everybody. If you get what I'm saying. If somebody hits you or assaults you, then the police should be called for every single situation the same way. But we do understand that because, we're the real Israelites. That doesn't apply to us because we're under the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. These people are not under those curses. And they're moving through the world, and they're actually here in America, and they have far more rights here in America than you Americans will ever have. They actually have a whole different law, a whole different situation. So you can actually talk about America. You can talk about the politicians in America. You can call Donald Trump a piece of shit. You can call J.D. Vance an asshole, whatever you want to call him. You can say whatever you want about these American politicians. You can say whatever you want about any American. You can talk shit about America. You can stomp on the flag. You can do all these different things. But when it comes straight down to it, these people right here, you can't do that to. Right here in America. It's not like you in Israel and you doing that. Right here in America, you cannot talk about these people. Or you'll be labeled anti-Sem and you'll be canceled. And I'm surprised they haven't gone. I'm pretty sure they're going to go after her for that money. I'm pretty sure of that. But let's see if we can play this guy's video.
I'm here at Burger King, and an employee in Burger King just said free Palestine to me. Ariana, what did you say to me? What did you say to me, Ariana?
Sorry, I said free Palestine.
Okay, Ariana. Because I was just ordering food for my family, this woman looks at me and she says, where are you from? I said, I'm from Israel. And then she says, free Palestine. And I said, what does that have to do with anything? We came here to order food. But she insisted, free Palestine. What, say it again.
Free Palestine.
I got you, Ariana, here at Burger King. No problem. So back in the car right now, obviously very upset, but we asked for a refund and we left the place, leaving me with the question.
Oh, he's furious. You can see how red he is. But that's how the scripture says that Esau came out red. Matter of fact, let's get that. He's furious. If he could go behind that counter and yank her ass up, oh my. You can see that shit all on his face. He's furious. He's probably going home right now to try and come up with some type of way to at that point to fuck some niggas up in some kind of way. Let's get that Genesis 25. Because see, these are Edomites. These are not Israelites. They don't come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They come from Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. We're going to keep pointing that out, man. Because that so-called black lady, she's the real actual Jew. She would be from the tribe of Judah. The children of Israel, dark melanated people, man. Not no fucking red people, man. Genesis 25 and 25. It says, and the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. And this is Amalek, man. Amalek. They're mentioned in Psalm chapter 83. They're Edomites. When you jump on down to their secondary name, Esau, verse 30, it says, Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And when you look over here in the NLT, the New Living Translation, it says, this is how Esau got his other name, Edom, which means red. See? These are the red people. They're not white. And they don't claim to be white. They just, they fooled you other called white people into thinking that they're not the same as you. This shows you how conniving, just that real craftiness of these people. They done fooled you other white people into thinking that they're not the same people as you while they're sucking up all your resources. Anyway, let's see what else he had.
I'm here at Burger.
Let me jump back to where he was. Let me see if I can get back to it. I didn't know it was going to do that. Let's see here.
Ariana, here at Burger King. No problem. So back in the car right now.
So see, he tried to clown her job. Well, you're at Burger King, but you at Burger King. She can't work there, but you can eat there. You shouldn't even be there. You at Burger King. Should and probably ordered a Baconator. You probably had bacon on all that shit. Straight up.
Obviously very upset, but we asked for a refund and we left the place, leaving me with the question, Burger King, are you a safe place for Jews right now?
See that? Burger King, are you a safe place for Jews right now? Because that one person said that. But see, this is how they do. They'll throw the whole corporation into it. Then they understand. See, I'm telling you, that anti-Sim shit, that shit is through. It's gone now. It's a burning fire, and a lot of you Americans are gonna get caught up in that fire because you didn't fight, you didn't stand up, you didn't do anything when these people were taking over. Well, it's been going on for so long. They've been underhandedly undercutting y'all asses for so long, keeping you at work, working 3-4 jobs. 80 hours a damn week, so you don't even understand that your country has been taken from you. Your country is this is United States of Israel right here, man. But in the meanwhile, they promoting a big Texas chicken sandwich at churches in this bitch with the 2 big ass slices of Texas toast look like. And you eat that shit, you're gonna be on your ass. Let's see though, cause she done a follow-up video. I guess she got a couple of videos in here too, so we're gonna play hers too. Let's see.
Hello everybody, my name is Ariana Hamilton. I am the person from this video. I did write down a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. First is my side of the story. I'm gonna keep it real short and simple. That man did come in very aggressively. I did not ask him where he was from, like originated from. I asked him, where is he from the Lehigh Valley? We get a lot of people from a lot of different places, New York, New Jersey, as he didn't say in the video, he did originally said he was from New Jersey, and we stopped it at that until he took out the Star of David from his shirt and said, I'm Israeli, I'm from Israel, and that is what got me to say Free Palestine. Absolutely, I wasn't going to back down on Free Palestine when he put the camera in my face. That's just not somebody I am. I will forever speak on my views, and I will never be scared to say what I think.
Okay, well, let me stop right there because, our apostles and elders have always told us, to just keep it simple when you're going to work. You got a Clark Kent and Superman persona, Hell, you off work, you're Superman, but when you at work, you Clark Kent. Nobody needs to know your views. You're there to get your coins. You're there to get your daily bread, get your money, pay your bills, things like that. You don't want these people to know too much about you. As best you can, you don't want them to know anything about you. Keep the least information away from them about you as you possibly can. So that's just having wisdom, because whether she believed that or not, hey, that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? But still, let's just say she didn't get this GoFundMe, because she was saying how she had the reason why she done the GoFundMe because she was having such a problem finding another. I don't even know how long this process was going on, but I guess her actually finding another gig, so to speak. Because sometimes these videos, they'll go viral. Everybody will get to see it. Oh, you're such and such from such and who knows, man, But anyway, point being, you got to use wisdom. These Edomites don't need to know anything about you, especially at your job. All they need to know, oh, that's her name, such and such. They, if they see what car you pulling up in, so be it. But them, they might be able to go into the computer and look at your address and all that shit like that because they're the employer. But other than that, they shouldn't know anything about you, man. Let's play some more. Let's see if it start back up where it was.
I just wanted to say my whole point of saying Free Palestine was not to spread hate, because the reason I was fired was because I discriminated against him and I had said hate speech. That is not what I wanted to give out. That was not my intention. My intention was to speak all my views, because absolutely I say Free Palestine.
Well, you were smug with it. You popped your little shirt, you popped your little collar. You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a fuck where this nigga from? Fuck him. You don't even know who you are. You in America calling yourself black, and you trying to represent fucking Palestine? Get the hell out of here, man. You gotta use wisdom, man.
Free Gaza. Stop the genocide. Because what's going on right now is more than any of us could imagine. We're not living in it, so we don't know what it is or what's happening or experiencing it. We're not experiencing it, so we think it's nothing, but it's absolutely something. Kids are dying. Kids haven't been in school. Kids are supporting kids. They're not getting food. They're not getting water. Their parents are dying in front of them. There's more amputees in Gaza alone. This is not okay. It's not okay, and I will continue to speak on that fact. Free Gaza. Free Palestine. And I'm sorry if you guys expected some like big video but it's a lot's going on right now, and I'm trying to keep to myself because the threats I've been getting.
Well, you should have kept to yourself to begin with. Now you want to keep to yourself. You know? And see, that's the thing too, you know, when it comes to this truth, eventually there's going to come a point where we're going to have to just stand. Fuck what these people think, fuck what they say. We're going to have to stand on what it is that we said before. You know, we are the Israelites, you are imposters, you're going into captivity, all those different things, because they already know what it is. We're going to have to stand on that, man. We're going to have to really stand on and trust on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? So let's play some more.
Getting from people from Israel have been absolutely insane. Yeah, and...
Well, that because they have a perpetual hatred for you anyway. Because you got to realize, you have to remember that this lady, she was from Israel, some type of council that they were having, and it appeared to be a bunch of so-called black men up there with her too. But she said that the main problem with Israel, this was around the October 7th shit, when shit first started jumping off. She said that the main problem with Israel is the young black Americans, the young black men of America, if I'm not mistaken. So why did she say that? You're in war. You got Houthis and whoever the fuck shooting at you. Niggas is in America just on the corners with their damn pants hanging down overall, but we know that she was talking about the Israelites. So they don't like you to begin with. They know who you are. A lot of them do. But they're just Edomites in general. Edomites have a perpetual hatred for you. Let me get that real quick. A lot of them, they don't know why. They're all Edomites though. But they made the people believe throughout the earth that there's somehow they're not white people. No, we're Jews. They're not going to tell you where the other tribes are at. You know? These people have no idea as to who they really are. And this chick, she don't know who she really is. Well, let's get because you can see it all on that dude's face, man. If he could, and you best believe she best be careful. That nigga might come back. He fuck around and fuck her up, and go back to Israel, because you know they ain't gonna extradite him back here. These people do all kinds of shit and go back over there and don't get extradited back. Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. See, they have this perpetual hatred for you real Israelites. Straight up. They don't like anybody other than themselves, really, in reality, because they don't care about you so-called white people here in America. They look at you as animals and cattle as well, but they especially look at you so-called black people as cattle. They hate your fucking guts. You best believe that. And again, you can see the look on that dude's face, like if he could only get his fucking hands on her ass. Let's see if it might jump back. Oh, it's gonna do what it done before. Anyway, you pretty much got what she was saying in her video. Let me see, secondary video. They had a few videos up here. Your ass getting threatened and shit. And I can see in the comments too. Yeah, them comments, it was definitely a lot of haters in them comments, man. So yeah, she better lay low. Okay, so let's get this guy's secondary video, because I guess he caught wind of it again, you know, since things done gone somewhat viral. But look at this weirdo.
Hey everyone, I want to give an update about this Burger King thing. If you haven't seen it already, Burger King commented on my post, and I thought it was a good comment. No tolerance for anti-Semitism, and they will investigate. I didn't get any more information from them, but I understand that the employee was fired because I saw that she is asking for money in the internet, because she is obviously the victim here, and I quote, "for exercising my freedom of speech." In a Burger King, as an employee with your Burger King uniform, to a Jewish customer, just because he was Jewish, commenting on this conflict on the other side of the world that has nothing to do with you. I feel like there's...
Let's lock you. What has got everything to do with every American, really, in reality? I mean, you know, just a citizen being here, because first off, the money that she makes at Burger King, a portion of her taxes is going to you Israelis. That's every person that works here in America. When the American military is going to do your work, that's got to do with every taxpayer here that works a job. So her working, she got every right to say but that's off the job. You know, don't do that shit on the job. But she got every right to say what she wants to say, or at least from the American standpoint of freedom of speech, which we know that shit don't exist no more. You don't have no fucking freedom of speech no more. And especially when it comes to these people. You don't have that no more. Again, you Americans, you should have fought for that shit beforehand. But guess what? They keep you sitting down looking at your fucking Netflix shows, and you know, they keep you with that bread and circus, and in the meanwhile, they in the backdrop just fucking caving all your shit in. And you're goofy and doofy like that. And they know that you're goofy and doofy like that. That's the reason why they see you as really being stupid and what they would call, you know, your animals, and you're pretty much cattle, man. Anyway, let's play a little bit more. This guy's a fucking weirdo. Because you think that he will go on about his business. He's a grown-ass man. That's a damn teenager at a Burger King. But this is how far they'll go, though. That shows you that perpetual hatred. This is how far they'll go. Like, she's the victim. Okay, well, whatever. You got your point across. You got her fired, right? What the fuck are you doing a secondary video for? Let's play some more, though.
There's two groups of people in my comments and my DMs. One group is for civilized people that understand that maybe Burger King is not exactly the place to conduct our disagreements as a customer is ordering his Impossible Burger. And another
fucking Impossible Burger. That shit is trash. You don't know better than to not eat that shit. That shit is, it's definitely impossible. There's nothing healthy about that shit. You might as well go ahead and eat that fucking, that he probably know that the meat is really some bullshit. He probably know. But anyway.
Another group of narcissistic, anti-Zionist, Jew-hating people that think that they can do whatever they want. And when they see Jewish people, they can just throw whatever they have at them. Doesn't matter the situation. Doesn't matter if their kids are there, yes or no. Just, you know, they're Jews. We can just say whatever we want to them in any situation. And how dare that Jew complain about going into a restaurant and wanting to not be harassed when he is ordering his food. How dare that Jew complain about that? Two clarifications. First of all, I think, yes, we should confront anti-Semitism, Jew hatred, wherever we...
Why don't you do that for so-called black people? Because they've been hated on far longer than your ass have. You know, your little shit going back to, the 1940s? Niggas been here being discriminated against. Matter of fact, it was your people that insured the boats. You insured those slave boats that shackled niggas up here and had insurance on niggas. So what about that? Anyway, though, man, you know, you get it, man. You know, I'm not going to keep this much longer. What was it, another video? She racked up a little bit of change, though, but... And the reason why she's racking up this kind of money is because people agree with her. It's a lot of people here, and y'all tried to shut a lot of people down. See, with these universities, when Trump came in and he went to shutting down these universities and stopped all the funding. Now, here you go. These are American institutions. He cut funding to a lot of these different universities, like 4 or 5 of them, that was out here when the protest was going on. See, when he came in, he shut all that protest shit down. These were peaceful protests. You know, you supposedly have the right to protest, the right to free speech, and all this shit like that. But when it came to Israel, Nope, he cut funding to he was like, he threatened to cut funding to these schools. He wanted to investigate. He wanted records and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? They went to rounding up people with ICE and doing all this other shit. So people started to see that, like, well, hey, what the fuck is going on? Where's our free rights to express ourselves? See? And then all the other shit that's been going on as well. They got it set up where if you say anything about them, they bought TikTok. I mean, they got their hands on TikTok where a lot of that shit was really going on at. Because if you're noticing, I think her videos is TikTok. He's not even I don't know what video platform he's on. Let me see her shit. Yep, she's on TikTok. Where's that TikTok? Yep. I don't know what shit he's recording from. But anyway, see, these Americans, though, they're starting to see something not right. Something not right. And that's the reason why, too, you see a lot of these. You got this Muslim guy here in Michigan that just won. I'm not even sure what the shit was even about. But you got this guy Madani, and the mayor of New York. So you're being looked at as so bad on the world stage that people are actually voting for Muslims over Christians, supposedly Christians. You see, so it's all falling, man. It's really just a fall of you people, man. People are calling y'all asses out. And so now when it doesn't work the way that they're moving it with the law, as far as word wise, these, the things that they write into law, if that don't work, they're gonna come down with full force. And the scripture says that they know that they have but a short time, so you can look for that. Because they have unrighteous decrees in law where you can't say nothing about these people. Eventually, they're going to be able to come through. Matter of fact, somebody said that in the comment board. Somebody in the comment board said that she shouldn't have just been fired. She should have been executed. You know what I'm saying? She should have been arrested. and but they don't see that as being anti-anything. See, they don't look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? Only they can't be anti-anything. Everybody else can be anti against them. Just for a simple agreement over something that could be true. If they don't like what you're saying, they swinging that anti-sem on you, man. Let's see, what was that? But hey, we about at the end of this thing, man. We can't fucking wait, man. Isaiah 10:1, it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless." Yeah, they write all kinds of unrighteous decrees, man. Let's get that one in Micah. They writing into law, and they ready to rock out too, man. They already got everything in order. A lot of these ICE agents are fucking IDF. They are Israelis. That's why they got on them damn masks. So they ready to get out here, man, and run people, run, especially you, Jake, man. They gonna run niggas down, man. So we need protection and safety from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. This is why we tell our people to repent. Micah 2:1, it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." So it's in the power of their hand to come up with a law and say, hey, you can't say that about us. You can't talk about us in a negative way at all. Or we'll cancel you. Or we've seen what's done happen to people like Kanye, Kyrie Irving, Nick Cannon. They just got higher platforms and stuff like that. But what's also happening is we're starting to see the fall of our enemy. We're starting to see the fall of these people, because don't nobody give a fuck no more. All that shit y'all was running before, people seeing through it. It's like, Toto, when he pulled back the curtain on the Wizard of Oz. We can see now, oh, this the dude? The scripture talks about, oh, is this the man? Look, it's over, man. And these are the kind of tactics that they're pulling to try and, keep this shit moving forward, because they've lost all support from these Americans, especially these young Americans, especially the ones around that young lady's age, even from so-called white people. When you looked at those, you go back and you look at those protests, them protests was big, man. Them protests was live. They was covering bridges. Hey, them bitches was city to city. And so when those Israelis started to see that, that's when Benjamin Netanyahu, not a Jew, He was talking about, we got to get in control of social media. We had to get in control of. I'm surprised if that was TikTok she was on. I'm surprised that she was able to even get that message off. And who knows? It could have been a psyop. It could have been a setup. Because these people, they set shit up all the time. We don't put nothing past that, man. We don't put nothing past this, man. That lady could have been an actress, and he could have been an actor. I'm talking about he's an American musician. Get the hell out of here. What kind of music you make? Looking crazy as hell. Anyway, that's pretty much about it, man. But I ain't gonna go into none of the comments. But she raised a little bit of cake. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Yeah, she made a little bit of money. If they don't snatch it up from her. But guess what? A portion of this money is gonna go towards Israel because they're gonna tax that shit. Now she go with a damn t-shirt, with a Free Palestine t-shirt. And this is TikTok she's on.
I am seeing them and I want to answer them. So first of all, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. This means a lot for me and my family, especially my mother. And I've been seeing some comments about...
See, especially my mother, not her father. She probably ain't got no damn dad in her home.
The GoFundMe, saying that I keep raising it. I promise you I'm not going in there and editing it. As the goal keeps reaching closer and closer, it automatically sets to a higher price range. That is not something I'm doing. That's not something I'm purposely doing. I did inform that on the live, but I'm not sure if any of you guys...
Okay, but anyway, you see what it is, y'all. So yeah, Esau is being exposed, and it's a shame. This lady, she don't even know who she really is. She don't even know who she is. Now, what would have been lie while you trying to represent Palestine? You should have said, no, my people are the real Jews. You would have garnered a lot more attention, but you most definitely wouldn't have got no GoFundMe money. You getting this GoFundMe money because people are, they are sensitive to this Gaza shit because they've been seeing TV. I've been watching this shit since it's been popping, man. They had that little warning go across the screen saying, "Hey, graphic scenes, this may be disturbing to some viewers." Shit, some of them news stations, alternative news stations, they was showing you, man, shit, motherfuckers was fucked all up. And when she mentioned, because in the article she mentioned people being losing limbs and shit like that. And I can remember this pretty ass Palestinian girl. That was around when it first started. They didn't have no medicines or no antiseptics, no nothing like that. Her leg had got mangled or shot off somehow. Like it was just her leg was fucked all up, so they had to cut it off. But they had her leg in a 5-gallon bucket of water, and that 5-gallon bucket of water was red as hell, from her blood. But they ended up pulling her leg out, and this guy had a saw. He had like a regular fucking wood saw. I guess it was a bone saw though. But man, he went to cutting into her. He had to cut her fucking shit off at the knee. To keep it from, because it was just basically, that was the only way that they can keep it from getting infected. She didn't have nothing. They just put some shit in her mouth to bite on. And he went to scraping through that fucking skin. You know how hard it is to cut a fucking leg because your thigh is big as hell. They had to cut through the fucking meat part of it, and then it's hard as shit to get through the bone. They didn't have nothing to put her out with, no type of nothing, man. And she was a straight G for taking that pain like that. But anyway, and we've seen babies, we've seen footage of what they were doing over. They still doing shit. They still doing shit, but that's not, we don't give a fuck about no Palestinians, man. Fuck them too. Because they're all enemies of the Lord. They're all enemies of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And that makes them enemies of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You real Israelites, man. So it's just the Lord is riling up the time. He's showing who's who. It's a lot of things that's going on, man. It's a lot that the Lord is bringing forth. That truth is really pouring out now. You can't stop it now. It's like it's overflowing of truth, man. It's like you put a cup in the sink and you turn the water on and walk away, and the water just, the cup has been full, overflowing. Water is just flowing out of it into the damn drain. That's the truth going out right now, man. There's so much truth going out. They can't stop it, man. So eventually they're going to go with the next phase of, well, we've run out of all our options. So we got to come down with this great wrath. So they're about to get busy out here, man, soon. So with that, be circumspect, pray always, and just continue on praying for the downfall of this man and that he's further revealed, because that has to happen. 2 Thessalonians 2:3, the Lord can't come until this man is fully revealed. That's a part of prophecy, and that's what's happening right now. So with that, pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah and Ababa Ball.